humans are complex, and I think we have really dark sides and really light sides, and I think we're constantly going back and forth between those two, and I think Elena's reflected that this season. And I think in seasons 1 and 2, she was really, I would joke that, it was Saint Elena in a way. Like, she was really good, despite the fact that she was being screwed over by John Ross or Christopher, and she was just, her moral character was so strong that sometimes it was hard to play. And this season it's just been so much more liberating and fun, and just letting that pissed off side just unleash has been so cathartic, and like I've just been having so much fun, and I'm like thanking the writers every week. I'm like, thanks for writing such fun, good stuff. And despite the fact that she is at her core a good moral person, she can still get pissed off, and she still can seek vengeance and seek justice and feel justified in what she's doing. And she does make mistakes along the way, and just questioning herself, and it's just been really fun and interesting. And there have been different layers, and so it's been less difficult than in the past. It's been way more fun.
Speaking of Christopher, obviously the two separated at the end of last season. He seemed, prepared to resume the relationship, but it was a missed opportunity. So given sort of the new woman in his life and the fact that, you're on this quest, is there anything there? Is it done? Is there any hints that she's maybe hesitant to do this because of her relationship with him?
I think it's on pause for a little bit. I think he's got Annalynne's character, and Elena has Nicolas, and their paths, they don't cross paths for a little while. But of course, whenever she does take a minute to think about the Ewings who affect her the most, it's Bobby and Christopher usually, and those are the Ewings that are the ones who are the really good ones. And so he's one of the Ewings that make it really difficult for her to do what she's doing.
Cliff Barnes sort of pulling the strings behind the scenes with Elena and Nicolas, and how much is it your plan and you're going to do what you want? Like, is there going to be any sort of tension, your ideas versus the way he wants to go about it?
Absolutely. But Elena's no dummy, so I think she knows that he's a really, really bad guy, and she's playing with fire, and she can't take anything he says at face value. And that's indicated in the first episode. She says, "I hate you, but I'm going to do this anyway." So it's not like she's lying to him. But ultimately, he's Cliff Barnes. I mean, he's the marionette. No, the puppeteer, and I'm the marionette.
You're the marionette.
I'm the marionette, and he's the puppeteer.
Right.
We'll see who has the last laugh. But I don't know. We're on episode 13, so I'm not sure what happens. We still have 2 episodes to shoot. But it is a power play between the two of them.
Through the season, does Elena come up to a point where she has to make a decision? Like, will she cross certain lines?
And that's what's been really fun, is that it's not like, I think some characters are just out and out bad, like they don't care who they screw, who they cross, as long as they get whatever they want, they're doing what they're going to do. And with Elena, she questions herself. She gets to certain points and she's like, well, what am I doing? This isn't right, or why? She stops and sort of reassesses what she's doing, and I think that's interesting because that's what human beings do. We don't just, it's not all black and white. Like, Elena reflects and sort of, it's just gray for her. It's like, is this really worth it? And I think that's sometimes what Nicolas is there for. He comes in and sort of bolsters her up, whether that's for good or bad, we don't know. So,
two more questions. Well, we did see in the second episode of the season that her mom has some objections when she kind of vaguely understands what Elena is doing. Is anyone else in Elena's life worried about the path Elena is on?
Christopher's definitely worried. Some people don't see it, but I think for the most part it's Christopher and Carmen.
Is there a potential relationship with Nicolas, or are they just a partnership in for this revenge?
I think Elena has a thing for who she grew up with. so they might end up in bed together. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Elena has a really bad picker when it comes to men. I think that's her one Achilles heel.